You might know him as the DJ from Drag Strip, but he's also made this amazing website, which I know a lot of you love. It's called Born This Way, and we'd love to have Paul V up. Hello, Paul. How are you?
I'm good, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Tell us a little bit about your website for people that don't know about it.
I started in January 2011, and it's pretty simple. It's self-submitted. You write up your growing up gay story and send in your childhood photo to accompany it. And there's over 600 people that have sent it in, and it's gotten 3.6 million hits in a year and a half, and it's going to be a book in October.
And the gist of Born This Way, the photos are...
What do you mean?
What photos they submit? It's Born This Way gay.
Yeah, oh yeah, LGBTQ.
Yeah, as saying,
yeah.
Let's look at these kids when they're little, they're obviously gay, they were born this way.
Right, well some of the photos are not the obvious thing.
Really?
Some of them are, as you can see. You probably have seen this photo on the bottom left. One of these kids is going to grow up to be gay, can you guess which one? And that poor kid has been memed. That photo, I should have watermarked it, that photo got snatched up off the blog a year ago, and I've seen it inserted into Olympics photos. There's a photo of him, they put him on his side on a bench with Keanu Reeves, and a hat and glasses like Elton John, and his brothers are not happy about it. But anyway, yeah, so it's bornthiswayblog.com, and anybody in the audience who would like to tell their story, and it can be whatever your story is, whether it's good or bad, you know, you had a great childhood, or
they can submit their photo,
and they could, yeah, it's got to be the story too, though. It's not just about the photo, but we have to have the photo as well. It's always both.
So you have some slides of stories?
Yeah, well, so you know, I've gotten submissions from everywhere, literally from South America to England to Canada. Everywhere except like Alaska, I think Alaska is the only state. I think I have 49 out of the 50 states.
Wow.
But so I grouped them from the 1940s on, and I think we would just sort of concentrate on the 40s to the 70s. So we're going to start in the 40s, and this first guy, this is Johnny. He's 3 years old from Rockford, Illinois. This is 1949. And I picked this because it was just Father's Day, and we all have the photos with our parents. And I'm going to read you just like a sentence that comes from their story. And he wrote, "The Christmas after this picture was taken, I was obsessed with getting a dollhouse from Santa. Amazingly, my parents got me one, and that probably wasn't the first clue they had." Next up is Veronica. She's 5, from Chicago, 1948. She's on the left. "Being different became a lifestyle for me long before I came out. Sensing I would never marry, I focused on being smart and getting an education. As a woman back then, earning a PhD in science was also a long and hard haul, but I did it." And she's been a PhD now for 30 years. Now we're going to move to the 50s. This is Kevin. He's 4 years old from Akron, Ohio, 1959. He's down in the front in case you didn't figure that out. And Kevin wrote, "My sisters dressed me up like this, and I struck a pose that gives it all away. I'm thankful my dad found the camera and actually took the picture. And notice my sisters weren't dressed nearly as pretty as I was." Next is Grace. She's 5 years old from the Philippines, from Manila, 1952. Grace is also in the front. She wrote, "I'm sitting on the bike and that's my sister with me. My parents really tried to girl me up with fluffy dresses, but I was happiest dressed in jeans, or as you can see here, in my underwear. I love this picture now because it actually confirms exactly who I am." Next up is Manuel. He's 3 years old. Look at this cutie. He is from Oviedo, Spain, in 1955, and he starts the story off and says, "My friends see this photo now and tell me how I remind them of Jane Wyman and All That Heaven Allows." Which flatters me and perhaps predicted what will be my future. And next up, the last one is Katie. She's 1 year old from Des Moines, Iowa, 1957. And this is her grandmother trying to... She said something like, even at this age, she was dubious about the doll, about the female doll. Katie says that whenever her mother would read her the Winnie the Pooh books, she would ask her, "Mom, is Christopher Robin a boy or a girl?" "A boy," she'd respond. "Then why does he look like a girl?" she asked. She was hoping that she would tell her that he was both boy and girl, but she never said that. She always had the same reply: "Because he's from England.